Beloved, shalom, shalom, beloved, shalom. On the Gregorian calendar, it is 8/8/24. And on the original calendar, this is the 5th month. And I believe the 5th month is Av, A-V. I'm not 100% certain about that. However, we can investigate and research and go deeper spiritually to decipher that at a later time. For right now, I want to talk about the number 8, and shalom and greetings to each and every one of you. If you do not know who I am, please let me introduce myself. My name is Shifra Yahavid Yisrael, and I am here to bring something of priceless value to you so we can discover these hidden treasures, so that we can have spiritual understanding, not only natural understanding. I am not looking to take anything from you. I am looking and seeking to give something priceless to you. And today, well, tonight, it's now nightfall on the East Coast. Wherever the time is, wherever you are, it may be a little different. However, 8/8, August 8th, as we know it on the Gregorian calendar, is the official birth date remembrance for myself and also for my spiritual mother, who has many giftings and spiritual gifts and so on and so forth. We're going to talk more about that. There's going to be a part 2 to this in reference to the double 8. And double 8 has great significance. There was a woman that released a video on YouTube. I could not find it. I'm going to go back and search for it so I can share it if you're interested in watching and listening to it. It is extremely interesting. So let's talk about the number 8 before it starts to rain again. It's been a very rainy day. It's been a rainy day. I am not a lover of rain. I like the sun. I don't like intense heat. I don't like humidity. But we are to be thankful for every good and perfect gift. So let us always be grateful, thankful, and our hearts overflowing with gratitude to the Maker, the true Maker. The number 8, and most of you would know this because all of us have learned something about numbers to some degree. The number 8, many will say it is new beginnings. However, that is not the only definition of the number 8. The number 8 is very deep. It's a deep number. So as I walk to find shelter in this rain that's starting to come down again, I am going to share about the number 8. The number 8 is great. I like the number 8. I've always liked the number 8, not just because I was born on 8/8. I just like the number 8. I always have liked even numbers. So even numbers is where I dwell. I love positive numbers. I love even numbers. I'm not too fond of the odd numbers or the negative numbers. So 8 has to do with many things. 8 is regeneration. 8 is resurrection. 8 is abundance. 8 is overflow. 8 is also it has to do with holiness, kadosh in Hebrew. 8 is a powerful number. I'm going to tell you that right now. So when you've got double 8, it's something great. Nothing against the other numbers, but 8 has to do with the covenant. And so does the number 7. I know many always like to say don't leave the number 7 out. It does. But 8 has significance to the covenant as well. And the number 8 is a number that is tied to eternity, or infinity is maybe more of an accurate word. And the number 8 is a great number. It's a powerful number. It's a perfect number. That's another word it's tied to, is perfection. So 8 is a great number. We know this. And we should also know that this is double 8, so that the intensity or the meaning of the word 8 is even greater. 8, 8, double 8, sometimes triple 8, sometimes you may see 4 8s. No matter how many 8s you see or don't see, 8 is a perfect number. It has to do with purity as well. It has to do with holiness. It's a deep number, I'll tell you that. And it also has to do with the 8 prayer watches, or the 8 watches, so to speak. That is significant to watchers on the wall, those who watch and pray. So we're talking about 8. 8 is a great number. And 8 also has to do with light, glory, something of that level. That it has to do with the supernatural, the glory, the light, the supernatural, that which is beyond the natural, which is time, space, and matter. So the number 8 is a very powerful number. Some may or may not know about the number 8, but we're going to go deeper and talk about this number 8, because it is coming up, and it is coming up over and over again. So greetings, how are you doing? That one kid. Greetings to you. Yes, so the number 8 is a great number. However, there's more than the number 8 to discuss in terms of the prayer watches. There are 8 and 3 hour increments. Some know about it, some don't. For those who watch and pray, the watchers on the wall, the prayer warriors, the intercessors, the worshipers, everyone really should know about the prayer watches. There are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first watch is from 6 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. The second watch is from 9 p.m. to, I lost track of the count, so I'm going to go back. The first watch is from 6 to 9. The second watch is from 9 to 12. The third watch is from 12 to 3. The fourth watch is from 3 to 6, and so on and so forth. How you doing, Butterfly? Thank you for joining. So like I said before, this is 8824 that has great significance. A woman had a prophetic message specific to 8824 on her YouTube channel. I went back to find her. I was not able to locate her. However, we know that we will find the answers. The answers will be revealed to us. We will know the truth will not be hidden. The truth will be revealed and brought into the light. And she had some points of significance. I didn't get to listen to all of it. When I find it, I will definitely post it if you're interested in looking at it. With all of that being said, many are talking about 8824. I wasn't able to go live before now because my cell phone battery was drained and I needed to really charge it up before I could go live. So I really meant to come live at 8:08 as significance to 8:08, with it being my birth date remembrance or birth anniversary or whatever you want to call it. But there's spiritual birthings and natural birthings, and we're going to go deeper into that and talk about the spiritual birthings, because a lot of us are being stirred up right now to push and to roar, and we're going to have to go forth, us that are those lionesses or lions, and we have that divine assignment or that mission to roar, to push something back, because we carry that boldness and that courage. And then others are going to be doing something different from us. So that doesn't mean that they're not doing the right thing, but all of us has a different assignment as it pertains to specific instructions, those divine instructions from the maker. So you may feel at times that you have missed it, or you don't know exactly where you should be or where you're to go, and that's fine. All of us have that from time to time again. However, that's why we need each other, because you may have a part of it that I don't have. And we put the pieces together. We connect the dots. So all of us matter. All of our voices matter. All lives matter. And as you know, this is the spiritual season of the women rising up. All women, not just some women. A lot of people say, oh, I'm anointed and appointed. There are only certain ones. No, all women are supposed to rise up. All of humanity. So we can defend life in all life forms, all of humanity and all of creation. That's what we're here to do. So all of us have significance, and that's why I always ask all of you to please like, share, subscribe, connect, CONNECT. My email is shifrahyosevidyisrael@gmail.com. And I will definitely post it so you can connect if you feel free to do so. Nobody is a dictator, nobody is a Pied Piper or any of that. Nobody is a puppet master or any of that. We're not puppets or robots. All of us have a voice, and all of our voices carry something different in the spiritual atmosphere that needs to be heard. We're in a voice activated environment, and we need to speak. We need to prophesy and testify, because our words have weight and carry power. I know a lot of people have told you women are to be quiet and all of that. And, you just wait and you sit around and be quiet. No, we're not to be quiet, because the animals sure know how to make a sound, and so do the angels, and so do the insects, the crickets, and so on and so forth. So I'm not trying to be hilarious or funny or sarcastic at all. I am just expressing and speaking what is needed to be said on this live right now, so that all of you will know, no matter what has happened to you previously with whomever, I am not that person. I'm not going to sit up here and beg you for a bunch of money or this, that, and the other. I'm blessed. You're blessed. We come together and we do it together, because we're a kingdom family. Yes, we're a kingdom family. And for some of you that just joined in, greetings to you, Butterfly. Thank you for joining. No, I don't really care for the rain, but I know we need it. We need that living water. So we have to keep in mind that we need the bread of life. We need that daily manna, so to speak. We need the living water. We need the fruit of the vine. We need that tree of life. All of that works together. So we have to be very careful to incline our ears to hear what the voice of truth is speaking to us in this spiritual season and time. We must have spiritual senses that are sharpened and heightened continuously. Our spiritual eyes have to be open so we can see. And our natural senses are different than spiritual senses. However, we cannot be dull of hearing. What that actually means is that we have to be able to hear the voice of truth. And some people are not hearing the voice of truth. A lot of people are hearing religions, traditions, legalism, religiosity, isms, schisms. This person said that person said this. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody. Everybody has something to do. All of us have works to do in this land. We're the hands, the feet, the eyes, the ears, the voice for the true voice of truth. We're to be the ambassadors, but we're not slaves. We're not servants. We're not doormats. We're not here to suffer. We're not here to strive and struggle. We're here to thrive. We're here for the kingdom agenda, and we're here to set the captives free. We're here to help those that need help. We're here to give hope to those who feel like they're hopeless, even though they're not. And we are not powerless. Now, with all that being said, you may say, what is so significant? What's so great about 8824? There's a lot that is great and significant about 8824. And it's not just because it's the date I was born or my spiritual mother was born, or another couple other ladies that we know. So there's Jonah, who's a musician. I haven't spoken with him lately, but he's born on 88. And we know that's not the original date because the calendars vary from nation to nation. However, we're going to go with that for now because that's what we have. So there's also my spiritual mother, who is born on 8/8, who dances with the tambourine. Then there is a new lady I met with a beautiful name. I didn't get her permission to use her name, so I'm not going to. So I'll just say she's the beautiful woman that adorns her hair, that wraps her hair so beautifully, and her birthday's today. And then myself. I'm sure there are many other people that were born today. We're not the only 3 or 4. However, numbers have great significance, especially in the prophetic and the angelic. Some of you already know that, of course. Most of you know that just from dreams and visions, or when you go somewhere and oh, I saw this number or this or that, or you had a dream, a vision, a visitation, or whatever. Maybe through some music, maybe through different writings or poems. Numbers are found everywhere, on the calendar, the clock. I mean, it's unlimited. It's amazing at what we can find when we actually pay attention to our surroundings. And these are the clues that we need, the pieces to the puzzle, so to speak, the signs, the symbols, and so on and so forth. So that is why we come together, so that we can greetings. How you doing, McKenna? Shalom. Thank you for joining. So we come together so we can put the pieces together, so we can have the pieces to the puzzle. Some people have different pieces than others, but we come together and we do it together because we need each other so we can thrive. We need each other so we can come together so that we can help one another. We are blessed to be a blessing. It's not just about ourselves and our families and our nations and our spiritual family and so on and so forth. It is about all of humanity and all of creation. We're to be the ones to shed the light, so to speak, in the darkness, to be the ones to sound the alarms. Some of you may be ones that give warnings, prophetic warnings. But no matter what it is, we all have to be obedient, and we have to speak when we are supposed to speak. We have to sound the alarm. Whatever it is that we have to do, it is necessary for us to do it, and to do it well, and to do it quickly, not to hesitate. There are a lot of times when we want to hesitate because we're not 100% sure. However, we still need to start moving so we can be going. And as we know, the hands and feet have significance. The feet are those that are called out to go. Those are like the apostles or the apostolic calling. And it's not limited to that, of course. It could be anyone that goes. You don't have to be an apostle to be called to go out into the nations, the tribes and the tongues, to different regions and territories and so on and so forth. So we are to go. We have a mission. We're to go out into the land, and we are to help people, give people hope. We're to speak something that they need to hear, and we're to do it with compassion, with love, with kindness. And we're always to be generous, generosity. Loving is giving, and we're here to be givers. We're not here to be stingy or miserly or selfish or any of that, because it's not all about us. Some of us are givers and some of us are not givers. Some of us have a different mission, but all of us are to be together and to come together as one kingdom family to represent the true maker as ambassadors. Greetings. Thank you for joining, Deborah. How are you? So, no matter where you're watching from, believe me, the Maker has not forgotten about any one of us, none of us. All of us matter. All lives matter. So, no matter what nation, tribe, tongue, region, territory, and so on forth, wherever you are going to be used mightily. As long as you submit and surrender, as long as you go forth and do what it is you are supposed to be doing, and you will not have all the answers, but you will surely find those answers. If you seek the one who has all the answers, the one who has all power, the one who has the answers to everything, you should always desire wisdom. Wisdom is important. Wisdom is the key to wealth, as we know from King David's son that was told about that many, many years ago. However, we're here for such a time as this to do greater exploits, to see greater miracles, to see greater manifestations, see the promises coming forth, to see the birthings and all of that. This is a wonderful time to see it. It is glorious. It is victorious. There is not doom and gloom. So there are many that are talking about doom and gloom, darkness and all that, but no, that is not our portion. Our portion is the victory. Victory is ours. So we're going to declare and we're going to decree it right now. I declare and decree. We declare and we decree the victory in the land of the living. We are victorious. We are winners. We are in that winner's circle. We are here so that we can help the widows, the orphans, the strangers, the imprisoned, the oppressed. We're not here just to sit around or whatever. We're here to do something. We're here to go somewhere. And we are here so that we can leave a legacy and make an impact, an imprint to the four corners of the earth. So the double portion is so important. Whether it's the number 8, whether it's the number 4, it doesn't matter what number it is. We know that the Maker is outside of time, space, and matter, and that all lives matter. It doesn't matter whose life it is. We are to defend life in all life forms. And you may say, well, I don't know if I could do it because I don't feel like I'm adequate and I don't feel like I'm equipped enough to do it. Well, that's fine too. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to you don't have to be approved by anybody but the maker. So many have that sense of insecurity sometimes, or they may be unsure, but that's okay. We're still going to make it. Look at all this light in the world. There are lights even in the darkness. So we are not going to be shaken and we're not going to be moved by wicked rulers. We're not going to be moved by naysayers. We're not going to be moved by anything or anyone. We're only going to be stirred and pushed to roar, to follow the kingdom assignments that has been given to us and to fulfill the divine instructions that have been given to us by the maker, the true maker of the heavens and the earth, who is not a dictator, who is not a manipulator, who is not a dominator or intimidator. None of the above. Nobody is going to force you to do it. The maker is going to gently guide you and persuade you and encourage you because you are in the winner's circle. You have greatness within you. You have the ability and capability to be who you were made to be. So don't let anyone, no one, talk down to you or belittle you or make you feel that you are not empowered and equipped and anointed and appointed for such a time as this. Because I'm going to tell you, yes, you are. You are. You are. I know that you are. I know that I know that I know. I have seen so many people being used by the maker. That's right. I never even thought that I would be one to be going live talking about the kingdom marriages, covenants, and kayets, summertime, and all of that. But here I am. Here I am, and I am doing it. And I thank you, because I believe one of those videos about the wife talking about the Isha got 77 views. I can't remember, 88. I don't know. I can't keep track. I can't keep up, but I thank you. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for viewing. I thank you for liking. I do want you to connect. Of course, we have to be connected together, and more importantly, we need to have divine connections and be connected with the maker, the creator of all, the King of Kings, the great I am that I am, whatever you call the creator, the maker. So be it that you should know the maker and as friend, because our ancestors were called friends, and we desire to be friends. We desire to be friends, not slaves. We desire to be friends. We desire to be trusted ones that can be trusted, because we are here so that we can be ambassadors, so that we could be excellent stewards that will please the maker in all that we do and all that we say. We don't want to be ones that are disobedient, rebellious, hesitant, and any of that. We want to be sure that we are in right standing with the right mind, the right heart, the right attitude, the right spirit. We have to be righteous, absolutely righteous. We have to be cleansed and purified and purged and pruned and refined by holy fire. That's a lot being said. However, please like, share, and subscribe, because there's so many views. I love it. That's nice. It's not all about views and likes or any of that. It's about uniting together, joining together, divine connections, destiny helpers. And we have to always remember, betrayers are not our friends. So those who have taken that assignment to be betrayers and against us, they are actually against the maker, and they will be exposed, revealed, and removed. It doesn't matter who they are, family, friends. They can't be friends if they're betraying you, so you could just stop calling them friends. They're not your friends, they're your enemies. Just remember that there are many examples of that, and some may miss it because it's so common these days. But I'm telling you, the maker is not going to send an enemy who's disguised as a friend in your midst to teach you a lesson. That is not the truth. We have to have wisdom, understanding, discernment, clarity, revelation, and all of that to rightly divide the truth, so that we will know who is for us and with us and who is against us. Now, that doesn't mean that you go and point fingers at them and you call them out and you block them and all of that and blast it over social media. No, 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 no. You just intercede. You just war in the spirit on their behalf, that their hearts and their minds will be cleansed and purified, and that they will turn back to the maker and not continue in whatever they're doing that is not positive and productive. We always want to be positive and productive, not just when it's our birthday remembrance, not just when it's a special day or a special event or a holy day. We want to continuously seek the maker. We want to honor the master. We want to honor our mothers and fathers and other people's mothers and fathers. Our fathers and mothers, our ancestors, our grandmothers, and the elders, and so on and so forth. And even crickets are making a noise. Think about it. Even the birds are making a noise. So we can't be silent. We don't want rocks crying out for us, any of that kind of thing. It has been said before, but we have to keep in mind books and chapters and pages are being written right now. There are scribes right now. There's a cricket trying to get me. Ah! There are scribes right now. No, I'm not going to step on the cricket. No, I know better than that. There are scribes right now, scribes right now. I mean, scribes are still in existence today, and prophets and prophetesses and elders are still in existence today. It has not faded away. It has not gone away. However, scribes or pen writers or whatever term people love to use are supposed to be writing down various words or remember specific names and words and colors and numbers and so on and so forth. All of it matters. So you may say, oh, I don't think I'm a scribe. I'm not a ready tongue um, pen writer or whatever. I'm not a psalmist. I'm not a poet. Well, you may be and don't realize it. There are a lot of things that are hidden in us, hidden treasures that need to be stirred up. We need to be pushed and roar, and it has to be birthed out of us. Spiritual birthings. It's just like a woman in labor. We have to push it out. We have to push until something happens. We have to push until we give birth. You might be birthing a kingdom marriage. You might be birthing a marriage covenant. You may be birthing a kingdom entrepreneurship. Maybe you're birthing a kingdom ministry. Maybe you're birthing, you might be just birthing some natural babies or spiritual babies. You may be birthing creative ideas. There's so many different types of spiritual birthings. It's not just all about babies and giving birth and becoming a mother. There are spiritual mothers, there's spiritual mentors, there's spiritual midwives. You may think about Shifra and Pua, who were midwives, the Hebrew midwives that were active in saving the babies. And that's what I'm saying. You need to know who you are and whose you are and what crowns and mantles you have. This is for the women, the men too, but especially for the women, since this is the season for the women, all women to rise up and take their place, position, and posture. Their place, position, and posture for such a time as this. And you don't have to be like Queen Esther. Believe me, we're not stuck in a certain uh, in a certain, I would say, theme. We're not stuck in a certain theme or category or any of that. Greater things, greater things. So don't be stuck in a box. Don't break out of that box. Break out of it all and let yourself be free. Divine freedom. Freedom and truth go together, and love above all else, because love is truly the key to everything. I'm going to say it 2 more times so it can sink into your spirit. We have to feed our spirit constantly. And what do we feed our spirit? We feed our spirit love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, and all that and more. Love is the key to everything. Love, Love. Love is the key to everything. And I want to be specific about this. Divine love is the key to everything. And you may say, well, what's the difference? Well, divine love is perfect love. Divine love is unconditional, unfailing, immeasurable. It doesn't have conditions. Because some people will say, I love you if. I love you if you do this. I love you if you do that. And I don't love you if you don't do that. Well, that's not heavenly love. That's not divine love, spiritual love, perfect love, pure love, authentic love, or whatever else you want to hashtag it as. Ahava, Havah, is love. It is love that is like a fire. It is unbreakable and it is unshakable. When you truly love somebody, you don't abandon that person. When you truly love somebody, you're there for them. You're not just looking for them to be there for you when you need them or whatever. It is reciprocal. It should be reciprocal. If it's one-sided, then there's something wrong with that relationship. It should never be one-sided. It shouldn't be that you're always giving and you're not receiving. It shouldn't be that you're always receiving and you're not giving. Loving is giving and giving is living. So if you're not giving, you're not living. And if you're not loving, you're not giving. Something like that. But anyway, it goes together. You cannot love without giving something. You have to give it the time, talent, and treasure when you are loving somebody or something. But you have to be very careful of who and what you give your love to, because we don't want to be in idolatry or pride or disobedience or rebellion or any of that. So we don't want to open the door to darkness and deception and destruction and disaster and death. And no, I don't have notes tonight. I'm just flowing and going as I am being led. So once again, this is the marriage covenant season, and many are getting married. I know a lot of women that got married over the last 60 days. It is unprecedented. I'm not making up anything, but we have to incline our ears to hear what the voice of truth is speaking. We have to know. We have to know that we know that we know. We can't be deceived and we can't be in deception. We have to be in a place where we are in that secret place, the mountaintop or whatever, or the cave or whatever it is for you. It's different for every person. Nothing is set in stone. There's no one size fit all. It's not a cookie cutter, but we have to be in that place where we can hear that voice of truth, just like our ancestors heard the voice of truth. They were in the pure garden, the garden. Yes, the garden. The garden. There's so many signs and wonders. There's so much of the supernatural. There's so much of that is in plain sight, and then there's some of it that we need to go deeper so that we can have deeper meaning of it. That's why we need to know the definitions and the meanings of words and names and numbers and colors. All of those symbols mean something, but it may not mean the exact same thing for everybody. It depends. It depends on a lot, because the spiritual seasons and times are always changing. They don't stay the same. Just like the weather patterns, it's the illustration of it. We have to understand the context of what we are reading. If we are reading anything at all, we should more importantly be listening to the angels, the angelic and the prophetic, and going deeper. And even the animals have a deeper understanding than some of humanity. So we have to be sure that we're covenant keepers. That's just the absolute truth about it. That's just cutting cutting it raw without going around the mulberry bush 1,000 times and sugarcoating it. Either you're keeping the covenant or you're not keeping the covenant. And keeping the covenant is obeying the laws, the spiritual laws, and following those principles. And you may say, well, what is that? It's so easy, it's so obvious. It is the law of life, the law of love. Other than that, not much else really truly matters. It doesn't matter if you sat there and fasted for 60 days, if you prayed for 100 hours and all of that. If you are not actually keeping the covenant, I'm not talking about what somebody told you, the dictator, whatever. If you don't have clean hands and pure hearts, if your mind is not right, if your heart is not right, if your attitude is not right, something needs to change. You need a divine transformation. You need to be cleansed and purified and refined and purged and pruned and go through that refiner's fire and come out as pure gold. And now I don't know what day it is. I'm not sure. That has been changed as well. The days are not what they call it now. That's not what it used to be called, but that's irrelevant because that is the clock in the calendar is not what we're really supposed to be following anyhow. We're supposed to be following the spiritual seasons and times. And we have to know those by our spiritual senses. It's not going to be on the news. It's not going to be the calendar. It's not going to be the clock. You're not going to find it on YouTube or Google or anywhere like that. So, with all of that being said, the number 8 is not just new beginnings. The number 8 is abundance, overflow, prosperity. It means fat in some languages. In Hebrew, I think it may mean fat, which means oil as well, which means overflow. The number 8 is significant to regeneration. The number 8 is significant to resurrection. The number 8 is significant to the prayer watches. The number 8 is significant to sanctification, holiness, kadosh. The number 8 is significant to the covenant. The number 8 has to do with the new, and we are definitely in a new spiritual season. So be sure to incline your ears to hear the voice of truth. Remember, our ancestors were not reading books and going into buildings and following programs and all of that. Nothing wrong with any of that, as long as you are sure of who and what you are connected to, because I'm telling you, deception is deep. Deception is so deep, so deep. Darkness is so deep. It can seem like the truth, and it can be the absolute opposite of the truth. I'll say it that way. So be sure that you are not speaking anything except for life over any person or any place or anything. Be very careful of the words you speak, because you are sowing something. Sowing a seed is not sowing tangible money like paper dollars and coins that were made at the treasury. Sowing seeds is actually your words, the words you use. You're to speak life. You're to speak life. You're to speak life over people. You're to speak love over people. You're to speak which is light and not darkness. You're not to speak deceit. Some of those instructions have been given many moons ago. However, the animals don't have to read anything. They know that they know that they know, because they are ones that depend completely on the maker. Same thing for the angels. The angels are dependent completely on the maker of all, the creator of all, who truly has no name. The names are different in every different language, but I'm telling you, the maker has no favorites. Either you are obedient, faithful, loyal, and true. Either you are loving and kind, or you are not. Either you are obedient or you are disobedient. Either you are obedient or you are disobedient. Either you are loving and kind or you are not loving and kind. So be very careful. Be careful of the words you speak. We have to examine our own hearts and our own minds, and be sure that we allow ourselves to be cleansed and purified and refined. Because there are times when people say things or they speak something that is absolutely false information. It is not the truth. So we have to be very careful about not speaking what is not the truth, because there is a penalty for speaking what is not the truth. It is called a lie. Whether you lied intentionally or unintentionally, it still carries the same penalty, unfortunately. It's not based on whether you knew it was a lie or not. That's similar to the legal system in the land, is very similar to the spiritual system of the law. That's right, the law of life, the law of love. Some people talk about it in different ways, but it's the same thing. Just like life is and light is connected to energy, love is connected to a fire, so to speak, because you want to continue to stoke the flames so the fire will never go out in your hearts and your homes. And you want to be one who will pray for all of humanity and all of creation. You want to be watchers and warriors and worshipers. You want to be ones who are generous and kind to others. even if it means you have to sacrifice so somebody else can have a meal. I mean, that is what we are supposed to do, especially for the leaders. Leaders have gotten many warnings lately about cleaning up their spiritual houses and natural houses, so to speak, because we're not here to hoard or be greedy or gluttonous or covetousness and or any of that. We're not to envy or be jealous of anyone or anything like that, or desire what somebody else has, because what is ours is for us and nobody can take it or steal it. Now, we do have a royal rich inheritance. You can sell it, you can give it away, you can forfeit it or whatever, but you want to be sure that you are a wise woman who builds up the house, or a wise man who builds up the house and not tears it down. Humanity is woman and man, just to be clear. Humanity is woman and man, kings and queens. That is humanity. Animals and creation are male and female. Angels have no gender. The maker, no gender. We have to remember that there's so many different dimensions to us. We are spiritual, we are natural. It's very different. We have mind, body, soul, and spirit and beyond. We have more than those four different dimensions. So it's important that we go deeper spiritually. This is the season of us going deeper, and we are to celebrate others. The victory. This is the victory season, and we should be celebrating others. And even if you don't have anything available to purchase or buy something from them, you could still buy a card, make a card, congratulate somebody, especially if they just recently solidified their kingdom marriage or their marriage covenant, or they gave birth to a new baby or whatever, or maybe they haven't yet. Maybe that's coming forth, but still you can celebrate it. You can encourage that person. You could come alongside of them and be a Naomi if you're called to do that, because you know Naomi and Ruth. Naomi was the one who was like the marriage coach who helped her, and I'm sure she didn't charge her money to help her, just saying. And then you have Rebecca and Yishak, or you know him as Isaac, who is the love story, the example and illustration of the true kingdom marriage. And then you have Ruth and Boaz. You have Queen Esther and the King of Persia. There's so many different ones. You have Aquila and Priscilla. That's right, Aquila and Priscilla. I said it, Aquila and Priscilla. You have Yahavet and her husband. I don't know what his husband's name was. I forgot. But anyway, you have so many, and put your name there. If you have already been connected in the earth with your kingdom husband or not, put your names there. Know that your name is written there in the scrolls. Your name matters. So be sure that you incline your ears to hear. Go deeper so you can have those divine appointments, divine connections, and divine assignments and destiny helpers and all of that. But whatever you do, be sure that you are obedient. Do not comply, do not compromise, do not condone the ways of the pagans, the ways of the world, the disobedient ones. If you know something is wrong, don't do it. Don't support it. Don't support the lawless, wicked agenda in the land of the living. Do not. Do not put your hands to it. Do not fund it. Fund the kingdom, fund the true kingdom, and you will be blessed. And you may say, wow, that's a lot to swallow. Well, there will be a part two for the 8-8. I'm just saying. It won't be the same title. It'll be a little different, but we're going to go deeper and talk about some of those verses. And you may want to read it for yourself. A few that came to me that you may want to read, and we'll talk about it later, is Devarim 8:8. You may know it as Deuteronomy. Then there's Bereshit 8:8. Well, you know it as Genesis. I think it's also Shemot 8:8. There are a lot of 8-8s that came up that were very interesting that I haven't seen before today. But most of them were the prophets. So if you look it up or you look in your whatever you have, your Torah, the Bible, whatever, your holy book, and you look for 8-8, it's only going to be significant to the prophets right now, so to speak, or that area of, yeah, like I believe it was Yirmiyahu. You may know it as Jeremiah 8:8. There were a few more, but I will attach them later. I will list them. So come back later. We will come back together for part two, and I will list all of those. But just look up 8:8, no matter where it is. In it could be Psalm 8:8, which is Tehillim. Tehillim is Psalm. It could be Proverbs, or it is Mishle actually, but you know it is Proverbs 8:8. Whatever it is, we're digging into those eights. We're going deeper into the eight. Eight is the number of perfection. Eight is the number of abundance, overflow. Eight is the number of oil and prosperity. Eight also has to do with anointing. It has to do with the eight prayer watches, the watchers on the wall. So as you go forth, remember, we are blessed to be a blessing, and we are here for such a time as this so that we can thrive and not barely survive or strive or struggle. We're here to come together as a kingdom family to unite. We need unity. Division is not something that we need or desire. Division is under our feet as we tread and trample over everything that is dark, everything that is wicked, lawless, and vile. We are treading and trampling right now over division and strife because we don't need it. A divided house will not stand, it will fall. And we know that the Hamans are falling, the Goliaths are falling down. Whew, it's rocking, it's shaking and quaking and waking up people. But what I'm telling you, we have to be alert, aware, and awake for such a time as this. Remember, one last important thing for all of you: feed your spirit. Feed your spirit excellent spiritual food and fruit so that you can prosper, so that you can flourish, so that you can be victorious, and so that you will be fed, that you will not have spiritual thirst or hunger because you are drinking of that living water and eating that bread of life and partaking from the fruit of the vine. So as you go forth, may Hashem bless you and keep you. May Hashem shine that glory, that light, that love, that favor, that goodness upon you and give you shalom and give you more than enough abundance and overflow. Give you the sweetest of blessings and miracles, supernatural signs and wonders, open gates, open doors to the victories, to love, life, and light. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. El Shaddai, thank you, Maker, thank you, Abba, thank you, Abba El, for every good and perfect gift. And we say, so be it, amen. And we say, we are blessed to be a blessing for such a time as this. So as you go forth, know that you are here and you are ready. You are anointed and appointed to go. Whether you are one who has feet anointed to go, whether you have hands, your hands being anointed is healing and wealth, or whatever it is, you will. No weapons formed against you will prosper, and any tongues that rise up against you will fall. No weapons formed against you will prosper, and any tongues that rise up against you will fall. Just remember, we are to be careful of the words we speak because words have power and words carry weight. So we must be sure that our words are sweet, sweeter than fruit and sweeter than honey. Remember, gold and silver we have not, but we have something more valuable than that we are to give to others that are in need of it. Shalom and sweet sleep, beloved, and thank each and every one of you. I thank each and every one of you for birthday blessings. I thank you for sowing into this word about the eight, about the abundance and the overflow, about the perfection, about the holiness, about being spiritually clean because we have to be cleansed and purified. We have to be refined. Purification is absolutely necessary so we can get to the next level, so we can graduate and be elevated. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Answer the call, answer the call, be obedient, and we will talk and connect later. Remember, send me a message. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, connect. Your voice needs to be heard, and I definitely want to hear from you. What a rainy, 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 rainy celebration of the birth date remembrance. I don't remember a birth date ever being this soggy. Never before. But I am thankful and I am grateful. I have many testimonies to share, and I will share later. And remember, tomorrow is going to be the day of Shabbat, as many recognize it to be, but we know that Shabbat is a lifestyle. It's not about one day, it's about a lifestyle, just like worship, just like gratitude, just like prayer, just like praise, just like obedience, just like worship. All of it is for every day, every second, and every minute of every day. So, blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you for connecting. Hashem Adonai, the Maker, loves you as if you were the only one, as if you were the only one on the face of this planet Earth. I love you, but I don't love you like the Maker loves you. Believe me, I do not. However, I do walk in love. I do walk in the life. I walk in the light. And obedience is better than sacrifice. Remember, we are to honor the Maker with our time, talent, and treasure. Please do not be unwise with what you have been entrusted to. Be wise stewards, be faithful ones, and be sure that you are ambassadors that represent the Master, the Maker, very well. You are not slaves. You are not slaves. You are royal heirs. You are friends. So walk in it. Know who you are. You're not a prodigal. And even if you may have had a season of running away, turning away, run back. It's your time to come back. No guilt, no shame, no condemnation. You are loved. You are never, ever an orphan. You are never a widow. You are always in the kingdom family as long as you do not close that door to it. Shalom, shalom, and blessings. Sweet sleep. Watchers on the wall, thank you for watching on the wall. We must connect. All of you prayer warriors, all of you worshipers, all of you praise dancers, keep doing it. That vibration means something. It matters. Your voice matters. Let your voice be heard. Rise up, all women, for such a time as this. Shalom.